Thank you. Welcome to Side Quest, everyone. Tonight, we're going on a circus adventure with Pathfinder Second Ed.
Yay.
But before, let me make a uh, let me thank those who made this show possible. I apparently can't talk today. Also, I think I have the Twitch sound on, so let me turn that off so I don't go crazy. All right, there we go. So anyway, the groups that made our show possible, huge thank you to Tabletop Loot, our amazing dice sponsor. They provide fine dice for all your gaming needs. Head on over to tabletoploot.com and use the codes WTTP Dice to get 15% off your next purchase. Next, Maddie and his amazing merch shop are the sole provider of Welcome to the Party merch. So head over to sonerdwear.com, use the code WELCOME at checkout, and get 10% off your net purchase. So Nerdwear, it's what the nerds wear. Welcome to the Party is now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the virtual tabletop that runs straight out of your web browser. Everything you need to play with your friends is ready at the click of a mouse, from click-to-roll character sheets to built-in video and voice chat. You can even upload maps and tokens. Get a free basic account at roll20.net. Sign up now at roll20.net/start/WTTP. Finally, Welcome to the Party is proudly supported by Devin Rue, who has provided huge support to their community since we launched for some of the best I cannot speak tonight. The best cartographical content, why can I not speak words? Cartographical content on the web. Check out rueinc.com, rueink.com. Our Patreon not only goes to support the channel, but also the people who support it. Your generosity allows us to keep working on our mission to platform amazing LGBTQ and BIMPOC players and creators. So check it out at patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg. And as always, join us on our amazing Discord. I'm Nick. I'm the GM for the evening. And these are our lovely players. If you guys would go ahead and introduce yourself, let's start with Arclight.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I am Sarah, otherwise known as Arclight Phoenix on various places on the internet. I use she, her pronouns, but my character tonight, Will, who is a full elf barbarian fortune teller, uses they, them pronouns.
Awesome. Do you want to go on my other side there to... I cannot read that Twitter profile. I thought I had written it down somewhere else. To Smiles.
Hi, I'm Georgie. I'm at Odd Days George on Twitter. My pronouns are AM or she, him. And my character, Malenka Laura, uses she, her pronouns, but her clown persona, Smiles, uses he, him pronouns. That was a lot.
And finally, Argwin, go ahead.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Kitty. On Twitter, I am at SenHHS. And today I am going to be playing Argwin, who is a half-elf dancer sorcerer who basically goes around and smacks people with her very long sleeves.
And as I said, we're headed to the circus. Now to find... one last thing before we start, we've used the line and veil system while setting everything up to make sure no one encounters anything that they're uncomfortable with. We also have a chat going, so if there's any issues, it'll come up there. I'm not expecting any tonight, but it's always important to have that stuff set up. When you all started, you were working at a troupe for a cruel circus master named Lord Darkthorn. You under the leadership of Vaz Firemane, a dwarf with a brilliant red beard, as you might have guessed. He got a bunch of you out, and you struck out on your own, arriving in a town called Ederton to put on your first performance as a new liberated circus troupe. Vaz spent the last of your coin and a good amount of time setting up a huge performance here in Ederton. And right before the show starts, he calls you all back, not just all of you, but all of the performers backstage behind the big tent for a last minute talk. As he paces back and forth, this will be our chance to start it. And he just falls over.
Whoops.
Cat Scritch and the
Bummer.
professor, your elderly medic. She's a human woman. She runs up and throws a coat over the body. Sadly, most of the rest of the troop kind of starts freaking out. What would you guys like to do?
So he like literally just dropped dead in front of us. This wasn't a passed out due to okay.
You don't assume so? You could inquire with the professor, but
You assume throwing the coat over the body is not a sign of life. Yikes.
Smiles, are you in makeup already, or?
Yeah, I think Smiles is already all, dressed for the performance. So, he, do you want me to describe him, or?
That would be great.
Okay, let me take a look at the picture that I made so I can remember what I wanted him to look like.
Of course.
So, Nick, question. Everybody in the circus is gathered up, right? So the crew and everyone, like it was going to be a pep talk until our circus masters died.
Correct.
Okay. And who are the people that are freaking out then?
The performers.
Everyone, basically.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Their leader, the
odd.
person who kind of knew what was going on, just fell dead. And they now don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So just quick question. Was there other than, hey, everybody, have a good show, was there a reason for the pep talk in Ederton, or just sort of a normal?
This was going to be pretty much your first show together. Well, not.
Oh, okay. I got it.
First show together, but your first show out from under the thumb of somebody else.
Gotcha.
I did pull up the picture so I could describe Smiles. So Smiles is a gnome. Specifically, he is a bleachling gnome, which means he has survived the curse which causes gnomes to lose all of their color. So his skin, hair, eyes are all white. However, when he dresses up and makes himself up to perform, he paints his face and skin a pale blue color, which was his original skin color before he became bleached, as well as makeup similar to what I'm wearing, and a curly wig with 2 pigtails that are blue on one side and green on the other.
Ooh.
And he wears a pink, roughly clown suit. And I think Smiles is going to kind of rush over to Vaz, his name?
Yep.
To Vaz and to the professor and ask what's going on, because like, did the professor like even check for signs of life, or did she kind of just immediately cover him up?
She covered him up and then started checking for signs of life and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
She's kneeling
Yeah,
down beside him now and kind of, you know.
So yeah, Smiles comes up and is kind of like, "Hey, what's going on? What?"
I can't find a pulse. Vaz, what did you do?
Wait,
She,
there's no pause?
yeah, there's no pulse. She can't
no pulse.
find one. She seems very nervous herself now and kind of agitated, but that might
Should we do
just be
CPR?
because- she is going to start trying to do that in just a second.
I'm not sure if we should help because
Yeah,
what's the proficiency we're saying?
yeah.
Scritch is actually
CPR.
the your awakened cat Scritch, seeing the three of you aren't seeming to panic, is going to kind of walk by all three of you. Come with me.
But
That just happened.
He's a beautiful tabby cat. And he speaks. We need to keep the show running.
okay, fine, but
The show must go on, I suppose.
Yes. We need to find out what happened with him too, but the show was about to start. The stands are full out there. If we don't get anyone out, we'll be ruined.
okay.
That's worth
then-
avoiding. Will's kind of slightly taller than the average human, medium brown skin, and an undercut with very long hair that is pastel green, currently kind of pulled up so you can see the shaved bit underneath there. And Will's trick is very much a one-on-one situation with fortune telling and cards. So they are going to sort of look at the various card decks that they have, like hold one up and go, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to entertain the crowd with these. I mean, I could try, but you two are more of the entertaining kinds than I am.
Well, I think what we need to do at the very least is we need to introduce the opening act and go from there. Who was supposed to go first after the introduction?
We don't know. Vaz was going to tell everyone now.
Oh God.
There's the lizard folk, but they almost never do the opening.
Yeah. They should probably like second to last or something like that.
Yeah, they're very good. Can Will go back out to the professor and just
Of course.
see if Vaz had anything in his pockets that might be like a set list?
Certainly. Do you want to roll me a perception check?
Oh, sure. 16.
Awesome. You find a little more than just that, actually. You realize as she's doing CPR, there's a bite that went all the way through his boot. Or something. You don't really know what caused it, but there's a puncture going all the way through his boot.
One puncture, two puncture.
Two
Okay.
punctures. It looks like something bit him, probably.
Possibly
Or a very
snake-like.
tiny. That would be a possible hypothesis.
Okay.
It's yeah. We'll go with it. It definitely looks snake-like.
Okay.
You also find a part of the. It looks like he had some scribbled notes. Do you happen to speak Dwarven?
No. Not at all.
Okay. Unfortunately, you can't read them, but he did have a note in his pocket.
Okay.
Okay. It's
Probably
in
wasn't smart of him to write it in Dwarven, but I doubt he planned for this.
I'll come back to the other two and Scritch
All right.
with both the set list, the info about the bite on the foot, which is potentially snake, potentially not. I don't really know, but it looks like that, and the note that is in Dwarven in case somebody reads it.
Awesome. Do either of you read Dwarven, perhaps?
Elven
me.
here. Do we know any dwarves in
Speaks
other
Celestial.
than?
Surprisingly, he was the only dwarf in the party. In the troop, rather.
Mhm.
You're the party, they're the troop.
Excellent.
However,
Scritch?
Scritch looks at it, kind of. I can never read his handwriting. I can point out the other performers. I think there's the escape artist Jewel. She was very excited. I'm sorry, they were very excited for their new trick.
And
Okay.
Jill was going first.
They're a
Okay.
hobgoblin. After that, it looks like he still hadn't decided a couple places. There's a note. Tella was rude. She's a weird half-orc druid. Her trick is fun though. Seems like she has an unlimited supply of ravens.
Will might have a crush on her for that.
I would love an unlimited supply of ravens.
Right? Okay.
There's always the clowns, of course, but Smiles knows much more about them than I.
So we were about to open the show, and he got everybody together and didn't have a set list. It was just going
Not
to be
fully.
hey you. Okay.
Theoretically, he probably figured it out, but hadn't written it down the rest of it.
Got it. Okay.
Well, so all the other performers are freaking out though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so you'll probably
So we
need to
can't
talk
really
to them.
pull them out on stage yet, even if we do have that list.
You
We do need
probably
somebody to
would
go
want to
with
talk
the
to them. One of you might want to announce, one of you try to calm down one of the performers.
We could have either I stall by doing an opening clown act while you guys talk to the performers, or Will could get a volunteer from the audience and tell their fortune.
We can do that.
I think we just need to find some way to set the mood. Smiles, if you're going out there alone, the audience might boo at you for just a tiny little bit, and then hopefully by then, if the rest of the clowns are a little bit more calmed down, they could probably join you. Does that sound like one plan?
Yeah, Smiles would fairly easily be able to rally the clowns by starting his act.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty close-knit usually.
Okay. Then
I can also go glare some other performers into getting their, shit together.
Yeah.
That's why you're around.
Mm-hmm. That's mainly the job. Mm-hmm.
So Smiles is gonna go back and try to rally the clowns.
Oh, excuse me.
Folks, I know things look grim, but the show must go on. Let's make some people smile, shall we?
actually like that little speech. We're not even gonna require a persuasion roll unless you really wanted to make one. That's enough to get at least a few volunteers to come out with you and help you with your act.
All right. Well, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth by saying I want to roll, so.
Okay.
When possible, avoid failure.
Yes.
I mean, some people really want that roll. I've played with people who are like, no, I have to roll for everything my character ever does.
And I guess for the rest of us in the back here, should we probably gather everybody up and be like,
Yeah.
boss had this sort of a set list. We'll do our best to go by it.
And we'll make up the rest as we go.
Yes.
But Jewel, I believe you're up, so get it together.
And then after Jules is who? This is Ravens. I'm not quite sure if that means.
Who is the one with the ravens? What's their name?
Jewel was the one with the ravens, actually.
Oh,
Jules.
Jewel was the
what was
escape
this?
artist. Sorry, now
Okay.
Hella is the one with the ravens.
Okay.
Okay. And then we
Hella
have.
Naloom.
And then we have Hella. And then is anybody on that we? I'm just gonna say that we go down the list and then ask: is there anybody who is not on the list that we haven't said anything about?
You,
Yes. How we do this?
Argwin.
Oh, that is true. I can. I'll go before the twins. This may or may not be a ploy to try and steal the show.
Good.
Right. Will, are you going to participate? Or
No,
are
I'm
you-
usually an after the, after the show, people come to the tent, and it's not
Okay.
really a big ring thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill's also there to make sure that hecklers and stuff are shown the
Yeah,
door.
Will just kind of like grabs their like great axe and just kind of like holds on to that. It's like this is sort of my the fortune telling. It's a bit of a side gig. This is really what I'm here for. Will is also sleeveless because sleeves are bullshit and completely jacked because they're a barbarian carrying around a great axe all day long.
all the fabric that were supposed to be your sleeves are on.
Yeah,
are
exactly.
Probably on
They don't-
Argwin.
Yeah. Will donated their sleeve fabric to Argwin's costume design.
Yeah. Okay. Then keep an eye on the crowd, and also keep an eye back here.
Yeah, I mean, yep, got it. And Will just sort of stations themselves at sort of like the back of the tent where they'll be able to see inside and see the crowd, and also be able to kind of keep an eye on the essential backlot with all the performers, make sure everybody's kind of lining up in order.
Awesome.
So while that's happening, Smiles and the clowns are on stage, right?
Correct.
All right. How many clowns do I have?
Oh, how about you roll me 2d4?
All right. Clown check.
I need to put that on Twitter.
Roll for a number of clowns.
3. Is that including me or?
That is excluding you, so there will be 4 total.
We've got 4. We've got 4 funny clowns. So I think new at being a clown. Melancolora was originally a show prize fighter for the circus, but she got so bored of that she started bleaching. So when the circus was liberated, she started training to be a clown. although she does have a bit of a natural, I think, aptitude for it.
Well, there's always
but
kind of the.
I think her background shows a little bit here because this is going to be a slapstick act.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
What ancestries are the other clowns?
You have a halfling, a human, and a half elf.
Okay. So I think so in real life it would not be good to bring out a real weapon for a stage fight.
Correct.
However,
you do have padding for your weapon.
Do I?
Yes,
Yeah.
we talked about this. You have
I forgot I told you about it.
You've got a foam stage weapon cap.
The squeaky hammer.
So Melancolora smiles. He brings out his hammer, his gnome hooked hammer, Mr. Sweet Tooth. The name is new, the hammer is old. It has hooks on the end, but he's covered them with foam, and he's covered the whole hammer with foam to make it appear much larger and to be softer when he hits people with it. Or I think he probably like feints at hitting people with it, makes it look to the audience that way. But the padding is just there in case he accidentally actually hits somebody with it.
Always good to have. Stage weapons hurt.
Stage weapons that contain real weapons inside them.
Also hurt.
And so I haven't quite formulated in my head, in my real brain, how this act works, but it is some kind of slapstick act with the hammer.
Awesome. Would you like to give me a performance check or a melee attack check?
Or what was the other option? Performance or melee. Well, my attempt is not to actually hurt anyone, so I'm going to go with my performance check. And I should say, my gnome feat is natural performer, which gave me access to a performance feat, which is virtuosic performer. I have exceptional talent with one type of performance, which I've chosen comedy.
Awesome.
I gain +1 circumstance bonus when making that certain type of performance. So
Great.
I believe this is comedy. And so I assume I'm rolling D20.
A D20, yep. And you'll add your performance number +1. There's an important question in chat, though. Does your modifications to your hammer make it squeak when you hit people?
It does now.
Excellent.
Ooh. That is a 14 total.
A 14. I'm going to use a real book, like a real boy. Pull up this stupid chart. There it is. A 14 is just enough. So you managed to do pretty well. You get in some really convincing swings. You go right for actually the human and kind of go for the low blow and then over the head swing. He's able to play along pretty well, and about that time is when the pies hit, though, as his compatriot has apparently decided to defend his honor with lemon curd.
Oh, not the lemon curd. I was gonna have that for a snack later. Fine.
So then you are furiously defending yourself against the pie onslaught.
All right.
I would let
Do
you
it.
make another check if you like a second one. This one would be at a -5, as if we were in combat. But you do have a...
Okay.
There's some fun rules for the circus I'm using to give you guys, so I know how excited the crowd is.
Okay.
You can make an attack roll this time, though, at your normal check if you'd like.
Okay, so to attack, I roll with the modifier for my weapon.
Yep.
Okay. That is a 13.
A 13 that actually just squeaks through. So that's 2 successes for you. You managed to deflect the greater onslaught of the curd, squeakiness around. A few of the front row people are unfortunately in the splash zone, but they seem to quite enjoy it. And I did miss that pun. Just squeaks through, and now must hang my head in shame. However, everyone likes it. They're happy, laughing, cheering. You did a great job pumping them up. They all seem super pumped and excited.
All right.
We're gonna actually pause this scene now because you're pretty much done with your performance for the moment. But so we're gonna check on Will and Arguin and see if they had anything important they wanted to do while you were out entertaining the crowds.
How is everybody? How are the performers that are sort of on deck doing? Are they calmer now? Are they worse? Are they?
They look like they could
out?
use somebody might want to talk to them a little and just kind of boost their confidence, let them know that, you know.
Mostly I glare, but I'll try.
Arguin can also help.
Yeah.
Arguin's slightly more in with the performers. Will's a bit of a more crew than cast.
Yeah, but they get by.
Yeah, they get by. They'll stand behind Arguin, just in case somebody starts like giving her crap or isn't listening, and then they'll just sort of cross their arms and glare. It's the backup glare.
Always good.
So Arguin is just going to go basically one by one in terms of the performance order and be like, okay, so do you have all your stuff? What else do you need? At the same time, though, I want her to be kind of observing if anybody's acting like sort of weird, like looking towards Thassa's body.
Great.
Yeah, if anyone's
like
weird
acting
than
shifty,
they should be.
Give me a. The first one up is Jewel, our hobgoblin. They're, as I said, an escape artist. Go ahead and give me a perception check and a persuasion check. Will, you may also give a perception check if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do perception first, and then I'll do persuasion, diplomacy.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry, I always go persuasion, but it's diplomacy technically.
Yeah, I do that. I switched from Pathfinder to 5e, and I was always mixing up diplomacy and persuasion also. 6 plus 9, my perception is going to be 9. My diplomacy, on the other hand, is...
Wait, did you say 6 plus 9 for perception?
No, 6 plus 3, so 9 total.
Sorry,
no worries.
Sure.
And diplomacy is 2 plus 4, so 6 only. Or
Will's
Jules.
perception was a non-natural 20.
Wow. Something's wrong with Jules' equipment. Her locks look weird.
Jewel, are you using new gear tonight? Trying something new?
No. They should. Why? What's the matter?
The locks look a little different than they were in rehearsal. You might want to just double check. I'd hate for you to get actually stuck, you know?
These seem odd. They look alright.
Maybe do a quick open and close.
Yeah, just
Let's
make
see
sure
what's
that they work the way that they're supposed to. Am I able to tell what's wrong with them, or just that they look strange?
You
and different?
are the moment she closes one, because
Okay.
she is not able to unlock it even when she goes to find the key. It appears to be.
That's a problem.
Do you have a spare?
I can get one from my tent, from my trailer.
Our trailer's like off a bit, kind of away from the crowd group.
Just a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna still go with Jewel, given that our, fearless leader dropped dead, and now your locks are a little bit odd. I'll just go with you. Make sure nothing happens on the way.
Oh, thank you.
I'll let Smiles know to delay things a little bit longer.
Yeah, keep it going.
Just encore, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, basically, I probably get like a couple of other performers to like, okay, so you guys go out into the crowd and do like the encore stuff. I'm gonna go and try and give clowns the hand signal of play on a little bit longer,
There's
play dead or
actually
something.
a perfect group for that. As along with your troop, the Carnhand tribe of goblins were liberated, and they work. Well, they're Carnhands. They work the various concession stands and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
That's
Okay, so I need like
tribe,
4 of
so,
them
yeah.
in like 4 different positions, and then once the clowns seem to be done, go like encore, and then we'll have them go a little bit longer, at least 5 to 10 minutes.
That's super easy. There's lots of extras of them around.
That said, how does my hand gesturing to the clowns go?
Give me a. Let's see. We don't have that. I win. Give me actually a theater lore check.
Okay.
For that.
Ooh, a 21 total.
Amazingly well. Smiles. She's kind of like. Arguin is very obviously wanting you to delay things.
Lock
for a bit
broken.
longer.
Keep on
Apparently,
going.
whoever's next is having some equipment trouble.
Sorry, you were both talking at the same time, and I.
Oh, sorry.
Process.
Arguin managed to relay to you that you have an encore performance coming. So we want one more roll from you. Do you want to keep going with slapstick, or are you gonna try a different? I mean, it's kind of the clown's bread and butter, I suppose.
I think Melancholia accidentally like swings so hard that she hits herself with the hammer. And it goes into this like exaggerated like tantrum of pain.
That sounds super great.
So I'm assuming that's still my performance check.
Yep. That'll be a performance. It's comedy again, so you're at the +6, I believe.
All right, that's an unnatural 20.
Awesome. Let me mark that down to make sure I remember it. Says 3. Great. You actually pull off a really good performance there. Just the bonk. Ah. The other clowns kind of are like, oh, and they come to try to comfort you and then run away as you get into your I was gonna say rage, but not quite. Well, technically will steal. They eventually
Yeah.
defeat you with the help of a banana peel. It was nice of you to let them eat it.
All right. So how's the crowd responding to that?
Yeah, you did really well. Their crowd's excitement seems to be building even more. They're you're getting applause and a lot of laughter. Oh, actually, she seated, so a few people, yeah, smiles, woo!
So I guess, are we going?
We will pop back. It was an easy jog over.
Okay.
I mean, unless there's anything else you wanted to say, Smiles, we'll pop back over to Will and.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else to say. I was just a little unsure if we were going back or.
Perfect. So,
Okay.
Will, the trot over seems pretty uneventful. Do you want to give me another perception check, as I assume you're kind of casing things
Sure.
as you go?
Yeah. That's a whopping 8.
Great. People seem really happy. A few people are kind of straggling to the tent still, but it seems like everyone's gotten to the big top at this point.
Excellent.
And it's a pretty pleasant, easy stroll. She heads over, or they head over, and they grab their locks. And thank you so much, Will.
You're welcome. Just do me a favor. Just check to make sure that those work right here before, just in case.
It seems like they work just fine.
Beautiful. All right.
They're a little more beat up than the other ones, but you know.
I mean, when you use equipment, it gets a little bit beat up. Yeah. We'll escort them back to the big top and, help get their gear ready. We'll take the locks, the bad ones, and just kind of shove them in their pocket for now. If Jules willing to part with the stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then head over once seeing that Jewel is good to go, heads on over to Arguin. How's everyone else doing? Any other weird equipment things or other stuff going on?
Have I observed anything weird while Will was away?
This isn't even a roll. The acrobats, the flying talons, your Erexi lizardmen, for those who don't know. Klaus and Fran seem very concerned. They're holding their net, and it looks kind of odd a little bit.
Okay.
They don't seem to know who to talk to, though. They're just kind of like,
what to do? Okay. Is it their safety net? That's a little bit odd.
yeah.
Okay. Our divas seem to be having some safety issues with their nets as well. Somebody is really trying to do us in.
Yeah. So who's just a quick lore, because my memory doesn't exist. Who did we get liberated from again?
His name was Lord Darkthorn. He was the head of the menagerie of the Mystique.
That's the most edgelord name I've heard in a really 100%. Long time.
He's a catfolk who's literally dyed his hair black with like red stripes down it.
Wow.
He's a Sonic OC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
So he's
up
McCavity.
like, yeah.
Yeah, he's McCavity. Emo cat. Okay.
Cavity
And
doesn't deserve
Edgerton,
this.
is Edgerton just normal town?
Yeah, they're a decent sized village, but nothing overly crazy.
Okay. All right. I'll help the twins figure out what's up with their net.
Awesome. Both of you could give me actually Smiles, you're back now too. So if you see them and feel like coming over, you can also all of you could make perception checks.
18 for Will.
Wow.
I'm gonna re-roll that. It went underneath some table.
That sounds very logical.
7.
12.
Well, the 18 there's some damage to the net, definitely. It was deliberate. 100%. It's like cut where if someone lands on it, it will break.
Just gonna break down. Oh, for the love of however you pronounce my god's name, there's a lot of vowels in there. Who keeps
Does he
screwing
say
with our
that?
stuff? Yeah. No, Will does not actually say there's too many vowels in my god's name. That was Sarah. Sorry, I feel like Will, as a seer elf with some spirit type situation happening, would know how to pronounce their god's name. Like Yulral or something. I don't know. And Will, who keeps screwing with everybody's gear? First Jewel and now them. Anybody?
Is the net not salvageable?
I mean, it's not really my area. It's a little concerning. Do you have another one?
I don't think so. Not one prepared.
Is the net salvageable?
Let's see. That is a skill I didn't even check to see if it. Oh, someone does at least. No, that's just an end score. So roll intelligence check, and we'll see if you can do something to kind of rig it.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, well, it's a crafting check, but none of you are trained in that, so.
No. 10.
3.
Now I gotta look at my intelligence bonus. Oh, I knew it was 0, 5.
You don't think so.
Could we use the rope from? I've got
My
an
adventurer's pack.
Okay. Yeah.
Could we?
The question is more how to do it properly. I think it's like we
Yeah.
have the materials, but how do you do it properly?
Yeah. That's the issue.
Do we have? Where's the person that made my costume? Basically, I guess.
Oh,
Who's the costume director?
Do we have a symmetress?
that would
Seamstress?
probably be one of the Carnhand.
Oh.
Which means you probably are going to want to talk to Remy, the thought loser,
Okay.
who is the Carnhand who can
Thought
write.
loser?
Yes.
Yes. Goblins have interesting.
He is the
Concepts.
only goblin of the Carnhand who writes because the goblins believe it steals their mind.
Mm-hmm.
In
Okay.
fact, these goblins all can read, which is abnormal for the norm of goblins. But they decided stealing other people's thoughts is okay.
Okay. So I guess. Well, I'll go and find Remy then, since it's probably
Okay.
still gonna be a while until I go.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit.
So yeah, and I think probably Will and Smiles can also come because Smiles
Yeah.
is done.
Yeah.
Will is more after the end.
Provided everyone wants to go.
Mhm.
That sounds great to me.
Okay.
Oh, how can I help you?
We need someone who can repair nets really well, like right now.
Oh, what's the problem?
Our twins, their safety nets, has been damaged,
Oh,
and we
dear.
would like that. We would like that fixed quickly.
Let me talk to those few people.
Okay. Which few people?
The other Carnhands over there.
Oh, okay.
The chief.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear the news about Thos already, or not yet?
The little kitty scritchings.
Yeah.
He said that he has gone away.
Okay. So Scritches has gone around and informed everyone. Then, um, do you know anything about why this is going on? Because other than just Thos dropping dead, we've also had some issues with Jules' equipment, and then now also the twins. Someone is trying to do something to us.
Roll me a perception check.
8.
You two are there too, so you can go ahead and give me a roll as well.
Oh yeah.
That's 19.
He kind of looks down at the floor like he might know something. There's nothing that I can know. This is bad though.
Yeah. was Did Remy, was he also one of the runaways?
Yes.
Okay, so we were all runaways.
Yeah, you guys
Plus goblins.
basically helped the goblins escape.
Okay.
They were indentured servants, we'll
Okay.
say.
I
Because
see.
I don't want to
Got
go the other words at the moment.
it. Mhm. Okay, and
And
okay.
here they actually get, paid and things like that,
Mhm.
and can leave if they want. So it's, it's a good deal for them by and large.
Okay.
Anyway, he runs out of the tent to go find the chief.
Mhm.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh yeah, their chief was with them. Forgot about that. Oh.
After a few minutes, he comes back with the chief and another goblin who you guys haven't really seen. Arguin, and actually Will as well. He is maybe a shaman?
Okay.
He has that kind of look. He's
Mhm.
got like a little staff with a empty pickle jar filled with brine on the top.
As shamans do.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got the head.
Essentially.
He's got a.
Oh, I
He's
remember
got the
you told us
robes
about
and
this.
stuff. He's not actually the chief pickler. They just love pickle juice, pickling. If a goblin can pickle something, they will. These particular tribe, especially. This tribe also likes frying things, though. They are Carnhands after all.
Oh, mood.
So, for their fried pickles, delicious, amazing.
Okay. So
Anyway,
I guess chief, shaman.
Chief Carnhand, I've come. This is very bad.
Yes.
Not just you're saying, not just firemen, but others have been troubled.
Mhm.
I think we probably have a spy. Darkthorn tried to contact some of my tribe after we left to get them to spy. But we like it here. Lots of gullible people come through, and humans are easy to steal from.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
You're not supposed to be able to get over Darkthorn. He deliberately chose it.
It's just
100%
so
his
edgelord.
The one from the actual book is almost as bad too. I don't remember what the name of the person in the book that people escape from, but it's very like, wow. Anyway,
Sorry.
but it's 100% edgelord. We like it here. So, as far as I know, my goblins have all turned him down. Several of them came to me. He communicated with the shaman says it's a sending spell.
Mm-hmm.
However, to prove that we are loyal, the shaman has agreed to take the floor. He has Featherfall prepared.
Oh,
And he can guard.
good. Are you able to catch 2 people with Featherfall just in case? You know, 2 people
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yes, I have the ability to.
Good.
I have it prepared. I am like you, but of a different blood.
Got it.
My blood is. Humans think evil, but not so bad.
I mean, my blood is more. It's sometimes evil too. So. Okay, if that's the case, thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for letting us know what's going on, Chief. I think that was Scritches. Maybe Scritches has something for us. So.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She is upset.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, the porch door was closed. Now she can't run outside when she wants to.
And we'll try to get to the bottom of this. And
Thank you.
protect both the tribe and the carnies.
Thank you.
Okay. So, what should we do next?
Probably go back and talk to the lizard folk, I'd assume. You might want to let
Yeah.
them know
Oh
what's
yeah,
going
we
on.
haven't told them.
Is Jewel still rocking her or their escape artist act?
Their act has just a little bit left.
Okay.
Very shortly, we'll either need to bring out Tella or we'll have to bring out Arguin. Perfect. How are you guys feeling? Oh,
Not good.
I'm good, but I'd be ready for a break in, by that time. Probably.
excellent. I forgot no one else can hear her. We're talking to the invisible voices.
Ooh. Okay. So if that's the case, why don't we let Tella go, and that will give us some time to maybe do a tiny little search around the main tent at the very least.
Perfect.
Because if people are sabotaging the acts, honestly, if it were me, I would do something to the audience too, just to bring us down.
Oh yeah.
Very smart.
That's wise.
So do we want to split up and look, or all look together?
I would suggest small groups.
I would.
Small,
Yeah, splitting up
3 of us, so
probably not a good idea.
yeah.
Scritch will actually come back, and I can look as well in wherever you want. People tend to ignore me if I keep quiet.
That will be great. Should we?
Also,
should we
my
split-
cat and goblin voices are basically the same. That's too bad.
that's because cats and goblins are basically the
Yeah.
same.
I mean, Before we go on a kind of a look around, can Will like scan the crowd just to see if there's anybody, just like earlier when we were making sure that nobody was being shady with the group, see if there's anything in the audience that pings Will's sketchy radar.
Awesome. Go for it.
What a perception?
That is a perception, yeah.
Oh, that's a whole natural 1.
Oh,
Yes. Total of 6 for whatever that is worth.
That is worth. It's a skill check, so the natural 1, unlike in combat, would not make it a critical failure. So
But I'm
that's
assuming
it.
a 6 is still a failure.
Yes. So everyone seems pretty enjoying the show. You don't see any
Okay.
overly out of whack. Just kind of bringing it up. Ones on saves and attacks are bad.
Yeah. Okay. Worth a shot.
It was, and you're gonna go out
It's
in
a
the
new
crowd.
town. Will doesn't know how to read Edgerton yet.
Exactly. I mean,
give them a couple nights and they'll be rocking that. But yeah, they'll go.
exactly.
Look.
So real quick, we're gonna go ahead and take our break. It's just a smidge early, but I think it's better to stop here for a second before we start searching the bleachers. Does that work for you guys?
yep, that works.
Okay. Before I go on break, let's give a quick shout out to our patrons, especially those in the host with the most tier, for making this channel possible. So huge love to Donald G, Nerdy T, Michelle E, Avigator, Anino, and Andy T. And SideQuest will be right back after our 10-minute break.
Yay.
Bye.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot, Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome back. We were just about to go explore the audience of our beautiful circus. There's a awesome Raven act going on stage right now. For the curious, this half-orc druid, she starts with one raven and sends it flying and slowly kind of divides, and more ravens go off in different directions. They all actually then drop candy into the audience, into mostly little kids' hands. And then they start doing aerial coordination stuff, but I'm not going to go describing the NPC for too long. I would like perception checks from everyone for you exploring this cool place.
I apparently burned all my good rolls earlier, because that's an 8.
21
Nice.
total.
Wow.
Awesome.
I got a 13, which is also
Cool.
what I got on my last perception roll.
13s are actually not too bad right now with where you guys are. Like, it's right around average. So the 13, you notice that people have snuck in some alcohol. They're not a big problem right now, but it's something to keep an eye on maybe. The 21 and the 13 was sadly just off from noticing this. On the other side of the tent from where you guys are, a person apparently notices Scritch, gets up and like beelines out of the area.
Okay. I guess I'll probably leave the stands and try to follow Scritch then.
Well, not Scritch, the person who saw them beelined out
the
of
search
the
and
area.
move. Okay, then
Right.
follow the person that
Excellent.
discreetly.
Cool. Discreetly means I would love if you would like to give me a stealth check, which is dexterity if you don't happen to have it trained.
I
But
do have
everyone
it
or
trained.
just
You have it
Arwen?
trained. If you guys are following her, that would be great.
Yeah.
If you do a stealth check as well. I was about to check in on that.
A 24 total.
Wow.
23.
I got a
Dang.
12.
The 12 is actually, especially considering you're not trained in it, that's also a very decent roll. Especially because how I do group checks is not the average, but the number of successes more or less. Because it bites when it's just this one person. And we are, yeah, that's lame. You don't have to hide your cider. Drinks are good. Just not inside of the circus. It's flammable. And has fire that sometimes gets thrown around in it in a controlled manner. But, you know. So you guys sneak out there. The only person you see is actually good old Biggins Tull. Your halfling strongman is outside. He seems to be slinking off towards the wagon. Towards the wagons. I told you I found a good name for him.
Biggins Tall.
Aw.
Begins tall.
Yeah.
So valid.
He also has a great axe, actually, a human-sized one, in fact, despite being a halfling.
I feel like Will and Biggins probably like do push-ups in the morning together.
Exactly. He's the strongman of the circus. He also
Yeah.
claims to be a giant descendant.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
Scritch claims that he actually was a giant who was cursed to become a halfling.
Given that this came
That
from
also sounds like a
Scritch.
thing that could be possible.
Yeah.
Could be. Anyway, he's sneaking off towards the wagons.
Okay. How much time until I have to show up? in the for performance?
Her act actually just started when you guys were out, so you have about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Because,
So
they have to break things down after her act and set up the stuff for your act and all that. You really don't want, like, bird poop on the stage while you're out there dancing.
No. I'll turn to Will and Smiles and be like, should we see what's up?
Yeah,
with
a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Okay. Then we'll follow.
And... Oh, wow. Melancholora, or Smiles, you are still in your costume technically. You additionally see there's a second set of footprints that kind of veered another way, but you don't see who had made them.
I'm gonna point that out to
Okay.
the party.
Where?
As you guys are going along, somebody was like either right in front of him or right behind him.
Or he's split into two.
Possible as well. They all are, interestingly, they're also small. They looks like he might have split into two somehow because they are almost the same footprint.
And do those footprints veer off at some point, or are they just following directly?
They followed for a bit and then they veered off before the wagons. They veered into towards the carnival areas part where all the food and stuff is served. However, there's no one else over here that you could see. That would be amazing, but sadly, no. No kobolds in a trench coat at the moat.
Yeah. Does Biggins, does he have an act that's supposed to go on at some point, or is he just flexing?
He's part of the he just is flexing. He's really upset about that though.
That he's just flexing and doesn't actually have an act. Okay.
Yeah, he thinks he deserves to be on the stage, but Vox never let him.
Huh. Okay.
So which one of these footprints should we follow? Should we... Well, actually, we can't tell which one is Biggins, can we?
You have sight of Biggins.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we
you're
know
able to follow him.
Let's go to him.
It's just that Smiles has a very high perception, as it turns out, and her passive was just enough to notice the second tracks.
Okay. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like if we go... Biggins, we know who he is. We can see him. The other person we don't know.
Right. Biggins was with us at the old sketchy one, right?
Yes.
Oh, like the old sketchy, whatever. The old circus.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Okay.
So we would know him. Is he a sketchy character at all?
He has a bit of a temper.
Okay.
He tends to get angry a lot, but besides that, and he hasn't hurt anybody in the troupe. He sometimes gets in fights with customers.
And Will would have pointed out the puncture wounds on Voss's boot. Or if not pointed about, at least conveyed that information. And Great Axe doesn't really do that.
Yeah.
Not really.
I have kind of I have a question. So I have imprecise smell. So I'm wondering if I smell anything.
I was looking at your perception. I totally skipped over that you had that. You do actually. Give me a actual perception roll so I know exactly how much you do detect.
That is an 18.
Awesome. Even higher than your passive. So that's great. There was another gnome. These tracks were made by another gnome.
I know. I can distinguish smell of gnomes and other people. That's interesting.
Well,
Okay.
like you're Fae, you have kind of your own scent.
That's
It
true.
definitely wasn't an elf because they're a lot bigger.
Mm. Okay, I kind of want to follow these tracks. So if either of you guys want to come with me, or we could do it after we could follow him and then come back and follow these tracks, but
Do we have anybody in the circus that deals with animals?
Yes, there's a couple people.
I mean, I know there's the Raven Act that's on, but is there anybody else who's like, we got the lion tamer or the snake charmer or anything?
You have a snake charmer, and there's also kind of an animal wrangler who handles kind of the horses who draw your carts and all that stuff.
Okay.
Just before we head off following those other sets of tracks, Will would like to make sure that all those snakes are accounted for.
Yes, she actually has a favorite who is the only one who came with her.
Okay.
And it's a giant python.
And the giant python, I get eyes on the giant python.
Yes, it's very large.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Am I the only gnome in the circus troupe?
You are the only performing gnome. There are several who do stagehand work, and a couple who do special effects, for lack of a better term, using some of their gnome innate magic.
Magical effects. Or I guess it'd be magical effects if they're doing I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, they're using ghost sound to amplify voices, and they
Sound and engineering gnomes.
Oh.
They use dancing lights to make dancing lights.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things to enhance the experience without taking away from the main act.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I think we should follow the other tracks first. The other gnome. And because I think Wiggins, we know who he is. We can talk to him afterwards.
He's an angry fella, but he's not gonna. Great axes don't make those kind of marks. I mean, the foot would have been completely gone. We would have seen it. I don't think.
Probably heard something.
Yeah, heard something. There'd be blood everywhere. I don't think it's him. I mean, he's a testy one, but.
So let's follow the other set of tracks then.
Perfect. They head kind of through the goblin area where they sell all the foods and things. They end up actually right by the spellcaster's tent, the adept's tent eventually. He's currently not in.
The
Can I get a pretzel on the way? I'm sorry. This is
of course, pretzel.
Yes. Will's just gonna grab pay for it, obviously, but one of those giant doughy pretzels.
Oh yeah, giant doughy salted pretzels.
Melted butter. It's really good.
Do you want it pickled?
No, I don't want the pickled pretzel. Thank you though.
Okay. They also have, like I said, all sorts of fried things, corn dogs. Carnival food.
You know what? I'll get a jar of pickles on our way since we're at it. Why not?
Okay. I assume you want the non-goblin jar of pickles?
I actually don't mind.
Okay.
Is there any kind of weird fantasy fried food?
Yes, but I don't know if you want it.
What is it?
Well, the goblins found these mushrooms back in the area you were, and they glow. So they fried them and they still glow after they get fried. In fact, it's a little more intense.
I feel like if I eat them, I'll get fried.
They seem surprisingly popular, but then the people kind of wander off.
Okay, I'm gonna buy one of those, but not eat it right away.
Okay.
Not eat it right now.
Cool. For all of that, it's let's say altogether a whole silver, but split amongst you guys however you'd like.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm buying a whole pickle jar, so I'm gonna assume that's like at least 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, the pickle jar is about 5 coppers. The pretzels
Okay.
2, and the other thing's about 3.
Okay, I'm down to 1 copper.
Excellent.
That's 10 copper to a silver.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a one nice thing with the money. It's all 10, 10, 10 as you go down. No
Are
weird
we-
chunks.
Are we able to follow the tracks through the food court area?
Since with her sense of smell, yes. There's not actually many gnomes at all in Edentown.
Okay.
And most of the ones that are around are back doing
With
their job.
Okay.
And as a bleach gnome, her smell is actually a little different. So
It is?
not a ton. Just it's like someone who more and less sweaty people. It's just you smell a little different magically.
Okay.
So I'll let Smiles kind of lead the way and follow him.
Yep, he's definitely the point man on this one.
So we're following the trail.
Yep.
No,
and
we are.
Yeah, it arrives at the Goblin Acolyte's tent.
Acolyte.
Oracle, Acolyte.
Oh, acolyte.
Yeah, I said it weird. Sorry.
No worries.
Is the acolyte there?
No, he's prepping with the lizard folk to make sure
Oh, he's
they're safe.
Can we peek in? Is anyone
Sure.
in there?
Take a look. And
Yeah.
give me a perception check.
Oh, okay. 21.
Awesome.
Unnatural 20.
Wow. Everybody's
Got 19.
everyone's super duper perceptive. And the 21 is actually enough to critically succeed and get you a little bit extra. So no one is currently in, but you all notice the potions that he kind of had in the back seem like they've been rifled through. They're just not really organized anymore. They look like they, maybe one's on the ground. But Will, one of the jars for the potions is not the same as the others. It looks not super different, but it looks just a little different. The glass is a little thinner, and the whatever's inside looks just a little different.
Can I tell what it is different than the others?
When you come and approach it, it's obvious it was, like I said, it's a different bottle. If you give me possibly a detect magic, I could give you some more.
Oh, I sure have detect magic. I have that cantrip because of weird elf stuff.
You do.
Yay!
I'm also trained in occultism, if that matters.
It will.
So what kind of roll do you need here?
Nothing. I just needed to make sure you cast detect magic.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
So this one is not magical.
The others are.
Yeah, they're actual
Okay.
potions. So they each have a different school. You could use occultism to try and kind of identify what they do.
Yeah, I'm just kind of interested in what they do and then why there's this mundane one hanging out there.
Okay, so anyone with occultism or arcana or technically nature or religion can make me a chest.
I have both occultism and arcana.
Okay, this isn't technically a rule, but you can take the higher one and give yourself a +1 to identify this. Because I always like
natural
having...
20.
Holy heck! These are all more minor
20.
potions. There's a cure light wounds and a few other things. The natural 20, the one that's empty on the floor, was an invisibility potion. There's just a little bit left.
So we're looking for an invisible gnome now.
Or are we
Quite possibly.
A visible woman?
Well, there's a visible woman, but
There's a visible woman.
No, I'm saying, what if the visible woman went invisible? I was just making
dun.
Will just sort of looks at you like and tilts their head like, I don't even know how to parse that. Like, I don't know how to process the situation. And then you said there was one that was not magical.
Correct.
Obviously, that didn't ping with detect magic, but
do any of you have nature trained?
No.
I don't have training in nature. I have a 2 in nature from my wisdom.
Okay. Give me a wisdom check, because I don't think any of the lawyers here will. Ooh, actually, Smiles, give me a gladiatorial lore.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's a 4.
Oh, bummer. So everybody make a wisdom check then. I was all excited because it's like, ooh, I can find a way to work that in.
9.
I have a +0, so it's gonna go great.
Am I rolling
14.
again for wisdom, or did I?
You can roll again for wisdom.
That's not great either. That's a 5.
I got a 14.
Wow. That's just enough, the 14. This is a poison.
Oh, super. So we're looking for an invisible person with poison.
Indeed.
This is fine.
Everything's fine here. How are you?
Totally fine. We'll convey that to everybody and say, so there's an invisibility potion that's been mostly drunk. And is the poison one, is that still full?
It's still full.
Is there any indication that there was more than one?
You can't really tell.
Can't really tell. Okay.
Smiles, this is the sort of poison one would put on a blade, especially if you were an unscrupulous gladiator who might want to get an edge on your opponent.
Well,
we can keep it around.
I think we should pocket that just so nobody else comes and gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. It was. It's not really the sort of thing the goblins use, though. I mean, they use poison, but this isn't. They tend to like the goblin rot.
Okay.
And we had healing potions.
Yes, there is a cure minor wounds actually.
Okay.
Same difference.
Somebody else can take that because I have one already.
I'll hand it to Smiles, and I'll take the poison. I'll also take, just for good measure, I'll take the mostly empty invisibility potion jar.
All right.
So I have the cure. What was it? Cure minor wounds.
Cure minor wounds. Yep. There are two of those actually.
Well, at this point, we're just stealing from the acolyte.
You are.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Again, I'm going to take the empty bottle of the invisibility potion and then the poison. I mean, I'll bring it back. I just want to make sure nobody else gets a hold on it tonight.
You're pretty sure the poison isn't the acolytes.
The accolades? Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty sure. You're guessing someone is worried that. Well, unless you think it might be a plant. It looks like it was put here, like
Okay.
it's completely alone and with healing potions instead of.
And with
that
Smiles'
stuff.
info about it being more of a gladiatorial poison than a goblin one.
Yeah. This is a weapon poison, not necessarily a
Yeah.
ingestion poison.
Super.
I would not suggest trying to put it on your weapon unless you take the time to do it. Like, don't
Nope.
just be like in the middle of combat, I'm going to just pour this on.
Will has a wisdom score of 0, but they're not quite there yet. So,
Okay. So
are we?
can you follow the? Do you still smell the gnome?
Do I still
Miles.
smell the gnome?
Roll me another perception check.
Okay.
Oh, and I need to also make a roll real quick. Oh, wow.
So my perception check was 14.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You really screwed that one up.
Wait, what?
The gnome,
Oh.
he didn't take steps to do anything other than become invisible.
Do I
He's
think
uncovering
he's
a
still in
trap.
the room?
No, but you're pretty sure you could follow him again.
Okay.
As he went out the main entrance of the tent this time. Before it was kind of just at the back. And surprisingly, the sun's still there. Which is actually, I completely forgot you had that ability, so I didn't even factor it in, which is fun because I like it and that shit happens.
So
He heads back towards the main tent. The gnome does.
no.
So
Biggins or invisible gnome?
I'm gonna go invisible. We can still see Biggins, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
So-
also a halfling.
Yeah, and he's visible. So I think invisible gnome.
Let's go quickly.
Especially if they're headed back to the tent. I mean, Tella's up
Also,
there now.
these tracks are only about 5 minutes or so old. You kind of just missed it.
yeah. All
Looks like
right.
he was just heading a little bit quicker than you guys and Biggins was when he was walking.
So yeah, invisible guy in the main tent is gonna cause
That's a
a
problem.
lot of ruckus.
Yeah.
So we should head there.
All right. What would you like to do? I should say it's right about time for Arwen's act to start.
Oh, sheesh. Then I'll have to get prepared. You guys... Wait, let me see. Is it possible for me to somehow get a small bag of glitter or like just
Yes.
colored powder or something?
Yeah. Very easy.
Okay. Then
Would you
I'll-
like like the paint the cloud of like colored paint sort of stuff?
Yeah,
Clowns have that.
basically.
Smiles can actually get you a bag really easily.
Okay,
Yeah, I was
then-
gonna say I might have that.
Okay. And then I'll use that. I'll take a bag of that then, in other words.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
That's a smart plan.
Okay.
I didn't
And
include your
then-
NPC successes. I'm a terrible person.
And then I'm gonna tell Will and Smiles my plan. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna dance, and while I'm dancing, at some points I'm gonna take that powder and I'm gonna sprinkle it over the audience and basically the whole tent. Hopefully maybe that will reveal the note.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Because I can telekinetically kind of throw that thing around, basically.
Oh, you're gonna use your TK projectile?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
Oh,
just
that
kind of like
is-
poke a small hole in it and then use like reach so that it's 60 feet and then just sprinkle it.
That is
So
awesome.
cool.
Oh man. I love it.
I'm gonna be like a whirling tornado of magical flower, like an airplane with those meters. But
That
except
is amazing. So I would like a perform check from you.
okay. Roll good. Oof. I rolled a 10 plus I believe my performance 7, so 17 total.
Got it over here. That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then I love the initiative. I'm gonna have you roll percentile roll for me.
Okay, the percentile roll. Just a moment. Let me get my percentile dice.
Yeah, sorry, it's a weird
No
one.
worries. Oh, I think this is. I got 3 zeros.
Wow. Okay. that was
I'm gonna post that on Twitter.
that is amazing. Because you did not have a great chance with this, but I really wanted it to work, so I'm super happy. You suddenly shoot one up, and there's a guy who is now outlined, a very short guy up on the trapeze area.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I won't do anything. Once the flower act is done, then I'll drop that bag and instead start using dancing lights and basically have my dancing lights go flowing up there towards that direction.
Awesome. We are going to pause for 1 second in the middle of your performance. Will and Smiles, you definitely see this? Was there anything you wanted to do? Oh, your performance is very good also. It's
Oh, yay.
impressive, and people love the dancing and your super long sleeves as you suddenly just shoot glitter out of your sleeves, basically.
Can Will get up there? Is there like a ladder?
Sure,
they can
yeah.
Climb?
100%.
Would very much like to go after our no longer invisible gnome friend.
Okay. I'm super excited he got that.
Just like, again, Will is not wearing sleeves and is jacked as all heck, and is just like climbing that ladder. No effort at all.
Was there something for Smiles there?
Oh, I was just wondering if I should go too, or
That is up to you. You could also kind of try and secure, like, make sure he doesn't get out.
Jump off the trapeze and fly out.
Yeah.
yeah. So how would I
Hang around on the ground and
Yeah.
wait in case he's no longer invisible. You'll have to wash that stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, glitter. It's just never gonna.
So
come
you
off.
can
He's always gonna be
basically
glittery.
exactly. So basically, if you stay down, you can kind of go into the crowd a little bit. You're a clown.
Yeah.
No one's even gonna care, and just wait to make sure he doesn't try and book it.
Alright.
I am sadly going to have to roll initiative. We haven't had to yet, but now there are multiple things happening. So if everyone would like to get an initiative roll,
Is there a
That's
modifier for
plus
that?
perception, right? in
it is
Pathfinder?
perception. You, Arwen, you may use performance,
Okay.
and actually, Will can use athletics as he's currently climbing a ladder.
Excellent.
Okay. So
I got
using
14.
performance, my initiative is 9.
Okay.
24.
So Arwen is 9. Will killing the initiative. And Smile, sadly, you just have perception, but your perception is the best out of everybody. So
Yeah, I got 14.
great. Right in between. And our invisible friend also rolled pretty good, so is going right after Will. So in Pathfinder 2, real quick, you basically, whatever you were doing before the combat determines what you roll for initiative.
Okay, that's cool. All right.
I also tend to just let people roll perception if they hate whatever they were doing, but that's technically a house rule. It's just you don't want to be like, I'm the wizard who will happen to be dodging
Talking
something.
to people. Yeah.
Like, that's no fun. No one wants to
Mm-mm.
just be stuck doing terrible.
No. Okay. All right.
So Will, you're up first. You get 3 actions in Pathfinder, and everything is considered an action. There's no real free actions or anything like that.
So movement is considered an action and all that. Okay.
Yep.
Was I all the way up the ladder?
You were about halfway, so you will have to climb a little bit.
Okay, I've got 30 feet of movement, so I'll climb the rest of the way up and kind of get up as close to the gnome as I can.
Thankfully, the gnome had to climb up too, so you're able to get there with 1 movement.
Sweet.
I will need an athletics check, but you're pretty much guaranteed not to fail because your athletics is very high.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't too worried.
I mean, I rolled a 4. So, okay. And then, oh man, I've literally never played a barbarian and definitely never played Pathfinder before. So this is going to be fine.
Okay. I can try and help you
so
out. I
don't want to like start smashing the gnome just yet.
What did Raging Intimidation do?
Raging Intimidation allows me to demoralize while I'm raging, and I have Intimidating Glare that allows me to demoralize literally just by looking at somebody. I don't actually have to say anything.
That's really cool. I would suggest then starting a rage and
I was gonna do that.
See if you intimidate.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go into a rage because this guy killed, in theory, I'm assuming that this gnome
at the very least he's doing something real shady up here. He's doing something
super shady. Like, really, what are you doing? So I'm gonna get real mad about that and go into a rage and then just stare him down because I don't want to interrupt Arguin's performance either by shouting or cutting something in half. So.
Exactly. You start drawing a lot of attention to yourself. So give me an intimidation check.
Do I add anything to it besides my bonus because I'm raging, or is it just straight intimidation?
It's just the D20 plus your intimidate and
4.
I don't know the feat, so I'm not sure if it gave you a bonus for raging.
It didn't. No. So it's a 14 total.
All right, and that's against their will defense. So let me pull him up. And that is just barely going to succeed. Which means no, you're not trying to do that. You're trying to demoralize. They got what's called the frightened condition. It basically gives them some penalties to everything. And, they're scared. Not so scared they're like just throwing down their weapon, but you're a big guy.
Will's just sort of very much towers over them.
Not there.
A big elf. I'm a big elf.
You're a big elf. You've got those
towers
arms.
Over them. I've got muscles. There's a giant great axe that I imagine I've just got like one hand on, like ready to pull it out. And just like staring down and glaring. Like, you're making some real bad choices tonight, friend.
Frightening dude. He is... Does the barbarian... I don't think they get their attack of opportunity yet.
No, I don't.
Not yet. Okay. So he is going to try something that has almost... Oh, wait. This is a human. His athletics is even a little worse. So he's not going to try and push you off because that would be stupid.
I would very much like to see him try.
Oh, what he's going to try to do is just as bad, probably. Let's see if he can tumble past you.
I'm very large.
You are, and he got a 5 on the die, which is only a 12, which I forgot to look up what the tumble DC was beforehand. It's right over here. Your reflex DC, I'm sure it's higher than 2. In fact, it kind of has to be.
My reflex, the modifier for it?
It's 10 plus the modifier.
Oh, yeah, 15.
Yeah, so he, oh boy. So he failed. So yes,
tumbles over and
he
smashes
tumbles
into one of
right
Will's legs.
into you. Yeah, he tumbles right into your leg, and just bonk.
Really?
You think the person's voice sounds kind of familiar. You're also kind of the offstage person, and this sounds like Bylar.
Bylar?
Who is a gnome.
Is Bylar a sketchy? I mean, obviously a sketchy gnome, but do I know them as a sketchy gnome?
Not particularly. They're very Vulcan-y. Bylar, he's a very nonplussed individual. He kind of just does things. Never really super happy, but you've never really seen him angry at anybody either.
Okay.
He kind
I
of
was
feels
just gonna look at him and say, "You should really make better life choices." Oh, that's
all right.
Just okay.
That he doesn't quite respond. He seems pretty surprised it didn't work out. He is gonna go ahead and try and hit you since he couldn't get through you. Simply because trying to let him continue to try and roll through you would be silly. That is probably going to hit Will with his sap. Wow, it's a whole 16. So actually, I think that misses Will.
That misses. Yes, Will's AC is 17.
Yeah. Oh, I see. But yeah, that would be that. Yep. For his third action, he's just going to kind of step back away from you as far as he can. Which means he's now kind of on the other edge of the platform. Which does put him further away from the ladder than he started.
I think I'm between him and the ladder, aren't I?
You are 100% between him and the ladder. He's kind of right by the tightrope. He's going to have to go over the tightrope to get anywhere useful. Away from you. I think he just didn't want to be next to you when you draw that axe.
Fair.
Smiles, he's up there. You can see enough of this. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a great. Well, they don't have gunpowder and things. You could theoretically try and fire, but you'd probably want to move to not be right in front of the crowd if you do. Oh wait, you don't have a ranged weapon.
I don't have a ranged weapon.
So I would just
to buy one.
I would just then close in towards the stage, as it looks like his plan at the moment is to go to the other end of the trapeze of the tightrope.
Question, GM. I have a ranged weapon, and I don't think Gargwin would take it onto stage with her.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Projectile though. You can throw the rest of the bag of glitter at him.
That is true.
If you think of something else you want to do, I'm happy to hear any sort of things.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move toward. So on the other end of the tightrope, is there another ladder?
There is.
So I'm gonna move in that direction. My speed is 15. No, my speed is 25 feet.
Awesome. You're able to get over there with 2 actions. You could start climbing the ladder, or you can kind of just hang out down here and wait.
Um, I might as well start climbing the ladder because I'm not sure what else to do.
That's just fine. It's a tricky. I had not intended for him to be cut right here. This is going to be really interesting. If this is him. Well, I mean, this is Bylar, but you know what I meant. Anyway, Argwin, it is your turn.
Okay. Question. When it comes to performing, do I have to use an action to sustain my performance? Because I guess I'm still dancing.
You will need to use at least 1 action on your turn to continue to dance, unless you just want to give up all pretense of your act, which would be sad.
Yeah. In which case, I'll use 1 action to continue dancing.
All right.
And then after that, is Bylar or what's going on up there within 60 feet of me, or?
You can move to get it. Oh, wait, it's a 2 action.
Yeah.
Yes, because you had to toss the sand last time, so he's still within the 60.
Okay, so within 60. Okay, in which case, I'm going to use Daze, the cantrip.
Okay.
And they have to make a will saving throw.
Excellent.
DC
you were really
is
high that time.
17.
Oh, yeah, he made that. That's his good save, actually.
No worries.
That was a DC 17. Unfortunately, that's a critical failure then, too. So, or a critical success, rather.
Okay. Then he is unaffected then.
Yeah, sadly. He did roll a 19 on the die, though. So, he did really, really good.
Okay, then I believe that's my turn.
Yep. So, Will, it is your turn again.
Okay. Will is going to. They're going to walk forward toward Bylar.
Okay.
And again, they don't want to whip out the great axe on a trapeze platform while their friend is performing below. That seems just really rude. So
you can fisticuff.
I was just gonna say, can I just try to knock Bylar out?
Oh yes, if you hit him unarmed, you'll do subdual damage.
I don't want to do. I want to do non-lethal damage. I just kind of want to clock him, so that then I can throw him over my shoulder and climb back down, and we can deal with this not 60 feet in the air.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's an unarmed strike attack.
It is an unarmed strike. You're still trained in that, just like you are with your axe.
Math 23 to hit.
Oh boy.
And my camera just went out of focus for some reason. Come back, please.
Come back, focus. So 23.
There we go.
Focus, come back.
He's.
I'm gonna 23 gonna hit.
Yeah. Although it hits, it doesn't quite crit. He doesn't have some of his stuff up, so I had to do math too.
Okay. So he's gonna take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from just a fist to the head. Just knock him out.
He also has the invisible thing, and then just lots of little modifiers for my brain.
But he's visible now. Yes.
Oh yeah, so you don't have the mischance. He just gets a slight AC buff. I mean, technically, I could make it the mischance instead, but I hate mischances, so screw that.
Appreciate that. So yeah, so that's 2 actions, and for
you could punch him again.
Oh, he's not out? Okay, yeah.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
punch him.
he has a little more HP than 5, sadly.
I was just okay, so we're going okay, so I still gotta fully knock him out. Okay. All right.
Sadly.
So I'm gonna punch him again. And do I have any penalties for this? Because it's a second
It will be a
attack?
-5 to your attack.
I think it's -4 because this is technically agile.
Oh,
'cause
yep,
thing
they
said
are.
that.
Yep. Yes. I haven't done any monks in
Ooh,
Pathfinder 2, so I haven't had
sweet.
many
Okay.
people punching.
That is 22 minus 4 is 18.
That will still hit.
He's gonna take another 5 points of bludgeoning.
Nice.
Another like clock.
Yeah, he is definitely woozy now. But seems like a fairly hardy gnome at the very least. It is now his turn, and he is going to try and scamper away from you into the waiting arms of your friend that he hasn't realized is climbing the other side.
Okay.
Because she's kind of on the other side of the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like, it's hard to see that far. Oh, wow. He did a really great acrobatics check. Good for him. Let's check that second
Complete
check.
with the concussion.
Yeah, he's nailing these rolls. 19 and a 13 on the die. There's no safety net though, so he's really in trouble if he doesn't nail these. He has scampered across. Wait, no, one was only a regular success, so he's most of the way across.
Make better life choices.
Definitely. Smiles.
I'm only partway up the ladder, right?
You are. With an athletics check, if you succeed well enough, you'll kind of just get to do your normal speed up the rest of the ladder.
Okay. You said athletics?
Yep. It's also not a super hard check because you're climbing a ladder.
All right, that is a 22.
Oh, yes, that way critically succeeds. So you're able to just book up that ladder. So you're partway up because you took the first turn. So you have about 10 feet more movement. It's close enough, and we're theater of minding it. I'm going to say you can reach him just barely because he's right at the edge. You could also, he is right on the edge on a trapeze wire.
Okay.
But yes, you are able to get right up adjacent to him.
And
you're on solid ground. Well, 50 feet up in the air and a platform, solid ground.
I kind of have a thought of what I want to do, but I don't necessarily want to knock him off. But if I hit him with one hand with the blunt side of my hammer, would I be able to catch him if he fell?
There's a possibility. I would give you a chance to attempt that.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna hit him with my hammer.
Especially because you have that 1 feet, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure how that feat works exactly, but...
you might as well use it. It basically, if you use one hand, you make him flat-footed.
Yeah. Okay. So that is a 16 plus 7. That's a 23 with my hammer.
Oh, that hits. Even with the penalty for not just smashing him in the face with it.
And the damage is...
it will still be the same damage, which is a d6 plus 2, it looks like.
All right.
Since you're using it one-handed.
That's a 4.
Okay.
And strike while keeping one hand 3. If this strike hits, the target is flat-footed until the start of your next turn, until it's no longer within the reach of your hand, whichever comes first.
Yep, so you're holding him now. It's not a grapple, but you've gotten rid of his dex basically to if someone else hits him with something. And I would say you have a hand on him, which makes it a lot easier to catch him if he falls.
All right. Was that the end of my turn, or do I have an action?
That is sadly the third action because of the ladder.
Okay.
But
I wouldn't say sadly. I'd say that's good because I don't know what to do next.
you had a good turn, though. I feel like you did a lot. Flat-footed is huge in this system because how criticals work is anytime you get 10 over their AC, it's a critical. So knocking that AC down any amount is huge.
All right.
Arwen, would you like to kind of do the same thing again?
Yeah, basically, because it kind of is the only thing I am left to do.
Well, you could TK projectile him with the bag of glitter as well.
Unfortunately, I probably can't because that only has a 30-foot range.
Okay.
And so it would require me to drop my performance
to
do a reach. True. So yeah, so I'm gonna continue just to perform and then use today's spell.
Perfect.
So he has to make another wisdom.
We'll save.
Will save, sorry.
No worries. You know, it's important. Everybody's learning the system. He did not do as well that time. You said it was a 17?
Yeah, 17.
All right. Days, that was a failure?
Okay, so then he didn't critically fail. He only failed, right?
He failed, yep.
Okay, and then it's the jolt deals mental damage equal to your spell casting ability modifier. Okay, so that's just 4 points of mental damage then to him.
Oof, that's not gonna be great for him. With that,
and that's the end of my turn.
And he doesn't have. Vexingly, he's still up slightly. I was hoping, but not quite. Will, it is your turn, though.
Sweet.
So what are they doing?
They are... How far away is he?
He took his full turn moving over there, so he's about... But he's right around 50 feet from you.
Dang, okay. My daggers only have a range of 10. So,
that is a range increment, so you could do more. It's just going to penalize you every 10 feet.
Yeah. No. That's going to get real bad real fast.
It will, but, you know.
So, Will, in all their buff, glory, is going to try and, walk across this trapeze situation to try to get to the Bylar. It's gonna end real well.
Will, you do see that Bylar is being... It looks like Arwen has... that Smiles has grabbed him a little bit.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we're probably good there. Excellent. Never mind. Will is not going to do something incredibly stupid.
The ropes up here are tied on.
Wait, what?
Are they supposed to be?
Yes, they're the rope he was climbing across. You can untie. What I was trying to say.
That's gonna end real funny.
I mean, you don't have to. Just it is a thing.
He's still. I'm trying to get a picture of this. So he's still standing on the rope. Smiles has his hand kind of grabbing him.
Yep.
And in theory, I could untie my end of the rope, and Gnome is going to go possibly tumbling.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen?
Is Argwin done with her performance?
She's very close. This was
Okay.
near the end. Dances
Okay.
don't, she's not dancing up there for 30 minutes. That would
Right.
probably kill her.
I still don't want to interrupt my friend's performance, even if it would
Okay.
be really funny. So I'm gonna like make eyes at Smiles of like,
That's
you
valid.
got this, with like, you got the guy, and then head on down the ladder and try to make it to the other side so I can be there when Smiles and Bylar get down.
Excellent. Give me an athletics check, which is really not a big deal for you. I really just need to know if you crit succeed or not.
I got a natural 1.
You did not crit succeed, but climbing down, you're pretty much good with the ladder. Because I'm pretty sure that's still a 5.
It's still, it's a 7.
Yeah.
So Will's much better going up. Like going down, there's like weird balance things that have to happen.
Definitely. So you're able to get partway there, but not all the way.
Okay.
Is the down shot. Basically, you have to go half speed just to make sure you don't,
tumble off
yourself
the ladder.
on the ladder.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And that's and then once I get down, then use however many actions and however much movement I have to try to get to the other side.
Yep, you're about halfway there. You're able to do it without drawing too much attention to yourself pretty easily. Arwen's dance is much more interesting than the random big person.
I would really hope so.
So he's there. Let's see what he can do if he can get out of Smiles'. He cannot. Smiles, you can hit him again with your hammer. He has provoked from you because he can apparently not tumble through people. It is apparently impossible.
I'm gonna hit him again with my hammer then.
Okay.
Well, that's a 9.
What is his? It doesn't matter what his dex is at a 9. Sadly, that won't hit. Gosh. He is going. Wait. Don't do this. I can get us in good.
Again?
This was an attack of opportunity. It was his turn. But when you fail a tumble check, you provoke.
Got it. Okay.
And as a fighter, she can just take advantage of that. Or he, sorry. Smiles is a he.
It's either way.
Yeah. He smiles. I can help us both if you let me go. I've got an in.
An in with who?
With Darkthorn. He'll take us back. We'll be the head of our own part of the circus.
We just got an out with him. Why would we want an in with him?
You think you think that this circus is going to survive on its own?
Is it still his turn?
He has basically forfeited his turn trying to negotiate.
Okay.
So it is definitely your turn as well now. Frankly, he is not as physical as either you or Will, so
I am
2 natural ones.
Yeah, how?
Wow.
Have you been Have you
I've
used your dice recently?
Nope.
Because they get angry if they don't get used.
Nope. These dice have not been used in a long time, which is probably their problem.
Ouch.
Sorry, Smiles, I had interrupted you.
Yeah, I was trying to think something to say before I hit him again with my hammer, and I haven't thought of anything, so I'm gonna hit him again with my hammer.
I mean, the silence is golden.
Silence speaks volumes. That is an 11.
An 11 is sadly going to miss, but you can definitely try again. I don't know why I said it like that, but...
Again. That's a 12.
Either way, I'm actually going to declare this combat over simply because he's kind of given up trying to fight here.
Okay.
It would have been nice. I wanted to give you the knockout if you could, but you still have him going with you, especially with Will on the other side once you get down the ladder. I assume you're going to force him down first.
Yeah, I'm going to get him down the ladder.
Arwen, do you want to give me another performance check to see overall how you're able to spin
Finish
the little
up?
bit of magic and such?
Okay, let's see. Oh. I rolled a 1, but thankfully my score is 7, so 8 total.
Okay, well that thankfully is not a critical failure then, which is good. Those you do want to avoid.
Like I trip up at the end. It wasn't too bad.
So it's just a little awkward to have the people in the background. People
Mhm.
seem a little confused about it, but overall your dancing went pretty well. You know, you had cool magic displays in there and stuff. The powder thing earlier was really a big hit.
More powder in the future.
You know, exactly. You're workshopping here. You're moving on eventually to bigger towns, but you gotta try the experimental stuff in the small town.
Okay. And then once I finish up, as I'm going back, I let the twins know, you know what? Maybe next time we should all just tie powder to our feet and whatnot while you guys are going through the air.
Yeah, they'll laugh at that. Maybe we will. You two are able to get him backstage pretty well. You've actually foiled him at almost everything he was trying to do. It's very rude.
So, Bylaw, what's the deal?
Oh, he's visible now, by the by. His invisibility was right near the end before.
And completely covered in glitter.
Yeah, head to toe, he's kind of like, he's visible and covered in kind of a rainbow of glitter. Red, blue, yellow, and green.
Yeah. So, what's the deal?
He said once Fireman was gone, I could go back.
So you killed a whole person just so you could go back to a noted asshole.
He's only an asshole to the little people. I would become big.
Would you?
I mean...
You are little people. We are little people. That's why we ran away.
Yeah, it's a whole group
he's,
thing.
I mean, okay, I have no idea what... Well, I have an idea of what possessed him, but... Yeah,
So,
stupid plan.
Why... We fought so hard to get away from him. Why would you want to go back?
How about the two of you give me an occult check?
Oof. Okay.
Everyone? Or just
the two people
I don't
trained
have
in
a
it.
cult.
Sorry, Smiles. I don't mean to
Hey, natural 20.
discourage you of that.
24!
Oh, nice.
I had a 19, so 24.
Nice. Two really good rolls. He has been not controlled, but definitely hit with a little bit of a razzle dazzle, so to speak. He's got a little bit of enchantment magic. As he's talking about all this, someone definitely kind of pushed him towards it.
I don't know that this really matters considering how high we rolled, but I have oddity identification as a feat where I get a +2 to occultism checks to identify magic with mental possession, prediction, or scrying.
Oh,
traits. I mean, it turns my 24 into a 26. I don't really know that it matters, or if there would be a separate check that would kind of give me an idea of, who put this on him.
Oh, not who put it on him. He's
Yeah.
definitely under the effect of a mental manipulation spell.
Okay.
Kind of more like a friendship spell, though. It's just a push.
Okay.
It wasn't It wasn't
like he already had the thought there, and somebody just pushed him a little.
Yeah,
further.
It wasn't a full mind control. It just was that little bit extra.
And how long do those kinds of spells tend to last?
Let's see. Charm here lasts about an hour. The higher level ones can last for a bit longer than that, though. Usually not more than a day or two, though, unless,
And Darkthorn it was you specifically kill Firemane, and then you specifically can come back, right?
Yes. If I ruined your performance here,
well,
he would show up to take you back after you failed.
Oh, so the whole thing was you kill Firemane, and then we all get screwed by having to come back to, again, noted asshole.
Yes, but then I'd be in charge. I wouldn't have to sit in the back room.
You could apply for a different position. It's very, very open here. You can do different things. You don't have to kill people to sit in a different row. You can, I mean, you could have asked Firemane, but he's dead. And you could have had the special effects pot for this. Yeah. I'm just saying, you didn't have to go the full murder route.
I actually hadn't necessarily wanted to kill Firemane. He's apparently did not handle these venom very well. No. I'm a little disappointed. It seems like you did something to get them, the lizards, to perform.
What?
He doesn't like the lizards. He helps. One of his main jobs is helping set up stuff for them.
Got it. Yeah, they've got a bit of an attitude, don't they? But yeah, you did fully kill a guy. I mean, right? That was you with the venom in the boot.
Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. You had your occultism and your identify, and his staff is magic. He has a little staff with him. It is a magical staff.
Can I just take that from him?
Yeah, 100%.
No.
Just reach out and pluck it. It's probably like a stick to Will.
Yeah.
Let's just keep the dangerous toys away from the noted murderer. Just a suggestion.
And that is a staff of, I believe it's called animal summoning. I had it put up here, but I have lost it somewhere.
Does it summon a giant venomous snake?
It's not actually a giant venomous snake. They're very small, but yes.
Still venomous snake. Okay.
One of the creatures it can summon is a viper.
Excellent. Well, we're just gonna hang on to that if you don't mind.
It has a few other abilities, but since this is a one-shot, I'm really not gonna go into it.
Yeah. I hand it over to the magic user of the group. Like, here, you know what to do with this. Yeah. And again, so Darkclone, just trying to figure out the whole story here. Darkclone was supposed to then be here. Is he local at the moment? by law?
He is not local. He was going to arrive after the failures here became evident.
Well, there were no failures, so I think he's just going to be kept waiting for a very long time.
It appears so.
Or we could pretend we failed just to get him here.
Yell at the big kitty man in the face.
Or we could... Or we could, not. We could do a really good job here in Edgerton. And then take off.
Yeah,
and leave Darkthorn sitting there in his castle, wagon, tent, whatever he's sitting in, and just waiting.
He basically controls the city. I mean, he's not the ruler, but you know.
Oh, he controls he controls a city. It's not Edgerton that he controls.
No, he's out of
Okay.
ways. You guys went for quite a while before you decided to sit down and actually.
Excellent. So, Will's vote is to let the noted edgelord sit in his city and just sit there and have to wait forever for news of failure to come out of Edgerton.
He is probably going to be pretty pissed, to be honest.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing.
I mean, he kind of deserves it. He's not a good guy.
Yeah, like I don't mind pissing me off at this point.
No.
Well, I think the concern is that he would send more people after us if he's pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's going to if we pretend to fail, then he's going to show up and we're going to have to fight him. And if we don't pretend to fail, if we actually, leave things as they are, then he's going to get pissed off and show up and we're going to have to fight him. Sort of how that ends.
We're going to fight him either way.
Yeah, exactly. It just depends on how we want to do it.
Well, we'll see. Let's just let the twins do their act today, finish up, wrap up, see how we do, and then pack for the road, I guess. Because we need to be out of town as soon as possible.
Are you going to turn this nice gentleman over to the authorities here, or?
I mean,
who are the authorities here?
Yeah,
they have a
town guard,
constable.
They have a guard.
Yeah, it's how to describe it? They're kind of more of a communal thing.
It's a neighborhood watch.
It's more of a farming community. They do have like a official person to handle disputes and stuff. They're more of a mediator than a full-on
I mean, we could just deal with him internally. I mean, we could make him work the back row forever.
I mean, once you're aware of him, you can also let the car hand watch him.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll probably need to vote among the troop about
Yeah.
He did kill the guy who helped us.
Leave him in town.
Mm-hmm.
It's an option.
It was an option, but I agree. It makes more sense to do it as a community than
we could vote. We could say, do we three-way vote? Do we send him to the authorities in town? Do we leave him behind? Do we take him with us and do some sort of internal thing?
Yeah.
Just let everybody vote on that.
So long as it's due process, I think it's allowed.
Mm-hmm.
It works out.
I mean, he did pretty much admit to killing him.
Yeah. But he was under some sort of a spell.
Yeah, it was definitely a push. It wasn't something that had to be. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. It wasn't something that had to be. It wasn't really hard.
No, it wasn't
to go into this.
Yeah, it wasn't a mind control. This is like a charm or befriend person sort of spell.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of was just like, I'm your buddy. You'll do this favor for me, right?
Yeah.
It was more of a. It was more of a Darkthorn's nicer than you might think he is, right? So why don't you help your pal Darkthorn outspell than a mind control?
Still not quite his own faculties then. Okay.
Well, it's something that we can let the others know.
Yeah, full information.
There was a spell involved, but it was only a suggestion. It wasn't a mind control. And that being said, we might actually have to check everybody for that, because
yeah, that's actually a good idea. We
Come to
don't know
think
who
about
else
it.
is out here. Yeah.
yeah, like if you come and think about it, there are definitely other people that, if given a light push, might also
Would do that. Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
Biggins is not the largest fan of a lot of things, so yeah. When the tent comes down tonight, we'll check everyone.
Yeah.
For that.
Yep,
let the twins have their moment.
Would you guys like to do an encore at the end? Everyone seemed to enjoy the show well enough, so if anyone wants to go out and do a encore, kind of a group quick performance, you may.
I think we could do like a group encore, actually. Like, isn't that a thing in Circus where you kind of just, it's sort of like a curtain call, but it's also sort of an encore at the same time?
Yeah, basically everyone kind of runs out and does a quick...
Quick little tumble, yeah.
So we'll do that.
Excellent.
And we also let the crew, like the backstage crew, like come out in the middle or at the end. It's like, I don't know if Foss planned for this, but we're doing it now.
Which one would you like, middle or end?
Let's do it in the middle, actually.
You guys have been calling the shots, so everyone's kind of good with you guys deciding that. No one else seemed to have stepped up yet, so.
Okay.
Wait, middle of.
The middle of the credits, basically. You're going to have the various stations come out and do a quick.
Stinger. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is awesome. Actually, I haven't rolled for the
roll for credits.
Well, for the twins, actually, to see.
Well, now we roll for credits.
Yes, but each of you do get a performance roll.
Okay.
Does someone want to be the big booming voice?
Oh God.
I think that should be Will on account of he doesn't have an act.
Yeah, they don't have an act, and they could just walk out and look strong, and then Biggins would get mad at them, and it would be a whole thing. So, Will is. Oh God, this is where Sarah's really bad at things. Will is gonna just like there's a bullhorn of some sort, right? That they can use as to sort of like amplify their voice.
It's part of what the gnomes are here for. They basically cast ghost sound
to
amplify your voice.
That's cool as heck. So that's gonna happen, and Will's just gonna, as acts come out and just kind of do their encore thing. Will just sort of does an official introduction of them, because I don't think anybody was like, "Hey," and now Arguin with their dancing.
We weren't. Things were a little disorganized for some reason.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that. You know, this was a kind of a tech rehearsal. So Will's gonna do the introduction and really play it up of, you know, the with the ravens, and there's 1,000 ravens, and, you know, the jewel has escaped from, you know, tombs underground. Like, just really go for it.
Yeah, you got to get all theatrical on this.
Yeah.
All right, so I think our first act was Smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything in particular you wanted to do as your last little encore, or just a quick run through and wave?
I think Smiles.
You still have your clown posse as well.
Yeah. My sane clown posse.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think
Do they still have the pie that was?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we still have pie.
Yeah, there's plenty of pie.
Okay, there's always
Yeah.
pies.
Yeah, the goblins don't sell it because you guys don't let them cook it anymore because they put animals in them.
I think we're like all of the clowns are gonna just like throw pies at each other at once, and then we're gonna just kind of like, yeah.
Give it up for our wonderful clowns. They're great, aren't they, folks? Just pies everywhere.
People do like it. You had already said who you're doing for the other NPCs, so we can jump over them unless you had a particular thing you actually wanted to shout out.
No, just really, really go for it. With
Cool. Do you want to give me a performance check?
Oh, geez. Sure. I have +1 to performance. It's going to be great.
Heck yeah.
I got 20 for my pie thing.
Yes, that as well. I totally skipped that.
13.
Respectable.
Excellent. Will, again, really plays up places Jewel has got themselves locked into and gives a little extra flourish for Tella because they have a crush on her because she has so many birds.
Smiles, what did you end up getting for your performance check?
16.
Okay, that's very good. If you're wondering, it'll basically affect your take for the night.
I think they also like throw some pies like out into the crowd. Like toss them like.
So
frisbees.
Are they like frisbees?
Toss them like frisbees so people can catch them so they have pie to eat.
Awesome. That's actually really cool.
Enjoy the pie, folks. It's made in-house, all natural, organic ingredients. You're gonna love it, I promise.
Again, the goblins didn't make the pies. They're actually really good pies. You have like a
they're not pickled.
Yeah.
Pies, 100% not pickled. We promise.
Yeah.
0% pickled.
There are some pickled pies because that's how the goblins prefer them. But...
True. Okay, 50% pickled pies. Sorry,
Anyway.
I had my stats wrong.
So then we are at Arwen and her beautiful dance through. Is there any particular flourish you're doing? Are you getting another bag of glitter?
Yeah, if there's any left, I'll do one and then have it go around.
Glitter for
round
days.
10. Yeah, glitter for days. Whoever's cleaning up this area is gonna hate me.
They're used to it.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation it up, yeah.
I rolled another one again.
Another?
Yeah. I'm just with the 7, it's an 8, so I'm just gonna guess that I threw so much glitter in the air, nobody saw me.
Pretty much, you're just a huge explosion of it. It's kind of covered on you a bit now. You're gonna need a good shower.
Yeah.
But you look like you're. My brain just died. Okay, but one of the other band, you're like an '80s glam rocker now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody's very appreciative. The group likes that you basically did it right before Arwen. You had all the hands come out, and everyone really enjoys that. As far as the workers, afterwards, Scritch, and the professor come up to you, and I need to open my book again as I math.
Whoa, what was that? That was definitely a raven.
So you did end up with... Oh, didn't quite get there. So prestige plus...
No.
Oh, it's really hard to crit for how they do the circus system, sadly.
Yeah.
So... they hand you each 5 gold as your cut for the night.
Okay.
And then Scritch sticks around afterwards, as obviously he can't hand gold out. It's difficult for him. I've talked to everyone, and the 3 of you are going to be in charge from now on. You've shown the qualities of leaders. Everyone is suddenly hissy. you've shown the qualities of leaders, and we want you to continue to lead us. We think that you'll grow from this and be able to lead us to glory the way Firemane wanted.
I guess temporarily.
Okay.
Well, that's new.
Let's see. I mean, Will, you can. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Is it now our turn to panic?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it's definitely Will, at least for the sure, is like, this is not what I intended to have happen from this evening. Yeah, but sure, I guess.
We
I think
also
Michael Zora is into it.
I and everyone else will of course continue to advise you if you need.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that would be great.
And it seems like you already at least have talked to the Carn Hand. They'll be very useful going forward.
Yeah. By the way, we have a bit of a murder situation back here. As a group collectively, maybe you can wait until the morning. I understand everyone's had kind of a big night, bit of a shock. You probably want to take a vote on what to do about that before we bounce out of town. Just a thought.
That makes sense. I will alert everyone before they retire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just take a little moment tonight, think about what you might want to do. Do we want to leave him here? Do we want to take him with us? Do we want to turn him over to, the farmers who are acting as town guard? Just group effort on that.
Yeah.
He'll smile. The goblins actually all then come up and offer you a variety of goods.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I think
Thank
that's where we're going to close curtain as they bring you various foods.
Pickles.
Pickles, a large jar of pickles, a huge, basically 5 pretzels on a stick for Will.
Yes.
you.
Is there beer cheese to dip it in as well?
Oh, yes.
Beautiful. Will is delighted.
Yes, cheese is delicious.
Is there any kind of investigation I can make about the fried mushroom?
You may attempt to eat one. You could also make
We'll
an
make sure you don't
intelligence
wander off.
check.
Yeah,
Experiment. We got you.
small bite because we do have a small kind of vote that we need to do later. Oh, one tiny bite.
Could I ask Will to do a detect magic on it?
Okay.
You could.
Will, can
Detect
you do a
magic.
detect magic on it?
Sure. I cast detect magic on the food.
Okay. Actually, all of the food they brought you is blessed with basically a cure spell
Oh, nice.
to heal
Sweet.
to heal and restore you.
Excellent.
The mushrooms are not magical.
Not so it's gonna fix anything you've got going on. They're not magical. You still might wander off a bit. I saw other people doing that, but you're gonna feel good doing it, cure any kind of cold or any situation you've got going on.
Yeah, she's gonna try the mushroom.
Yeah.
Great. It does make you feel very happy. You are a gnome. It also everything is even more interesting now. And yes, I would like a con save as our producer has correctly
Demanded.
identified.
Ooh boy, that's a nat 1.
Oh.
Everything is very intriguing. You didn't realize the pond that's over there is actually multicolored. It's very interesting. It's beautiful scarlet hues. It's almost like it's a mini sunset. And you
Ellen?
feel really good.
Ellen?
Oh no, I failed and now I'm having a good time.
Yeah, and then you
Right.
kind of just end up staring up at the sky for a while,
Valid. Nice night sky.
Uh-huh.
you know, but it's very intriguing, especially for your gnominess. Like, this is a very interesting experience. You are going to have a terrible hangover tomorrow, but we're going to fade to white before then, so,
All right.
you know. Also, if you had any perception rolls to make, that would have been impacted, but you know, whatever.
Perception rolls while on mushroom or without mushroom?
Well, on the mushroom.
Oh, while on the mushroom.
Oof.
I think we're
Hey, we
going
did
to
it.
have the curtains close here. You
Yeah.
guys have a new circus to run and to protect. You
Yeah.
protect and you attack. And actually, you pretty much nailed most everything, including coming up with the GM's favorite thing of getting a completely different plan of how to catch the person than I had expected. So I wasn't even in the right invisibility headspace for that. So bravo.
Yay.
Yay! We did the thing.
You did. You did all the things pretty much. Anyway, we're pretty much done here. So I was Nick again. I'm at fell_strike on Twitter and Twitch. And when I'm not playing little one shots and things like that, or hitting up the Discord, which is an awesome place and everyone should get there. I'm also on another channel on Saturday nights where I play a Cardassian pilot of the USS Sacagawea. If we'd like everyone else to go, I think last time I waited till the end for Arwen, so you're gonna go first.
Okay, so I'm Kitty. You can find me on Twitter at senhhs. Normally, when I'm not playing games, I am writing games, and if you go to my Twitter, you'll be able to find a link to my itch.io where I have an adventure published that is about basically it's an adaptation of a Chinese folklore / mythology, and it's called The Land of Pangu. So if anybody's interested, please check that out.
That sounds awesome. I'm definitely interested. That's really cool sounding. Sorry. I'm interrupting. Was there anything
Melancora?
else?
No, that's it from me. So
Okay.
Melancora
Melancora?
next.
Yep.
All right. I am Georgie. You can find me on Twitter and itch at Odd Days George.
Awesome. And Will, was there anything you wanted to
Yeah.
speak of?
So I'm Sarah. I'm at Arclight Phoenix on Twitter. Please note that Phoenix does not have any vowels. If you put vowels in, you will get a whole other person. And a couple of things to plug for me. I GM 8 p.m. Saturdays on this channel, Eastern. I GM the Waverly Summer 98 game. So come join us for all of your 90s nostalgia, teen detective, supernatural goodness. And I'm on channel Other Doc, 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, playing a hacker named Valkyrie in a cyberpunk campaign called The Sprawl. And you will also see me here. I'm almost done, I promise. Next week, I am running next week's side quests. We are playing Queer Heist Crew, where everybody is extremely queer and stealing stuff at the same time. It's going to be great. And we're also still looking for a couple of players for that. So if you're interested, hit us up in the Discord and just let us know. And you can join me and a couple of other wonderful people as we pull off an amazing heist next week.
Awesome. I think that about wraps it up, unless anyone else thought of something important they need to say. If you stick around, we'll be rating Diving and Conquer, playing 5th Ed D&D, so please stick around for that. And as mentioned in the chat, for Kristen's game, come play, be gay, do crimes.
Yes, be gay, do crimes. Join me next week.
Anyway, night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Night.
Thank all of you guys. I hope everything went well. I don't tend to GM a lot of streaming games, so
Pretty great.